The following is a presentation of Lions Heart Media. Any use, rebroadcast, or redistribution of this broadcast without the express written consent of Lions Heart Media is strictly prohibited. Low snap, Cordes has it, looks to throw, has Cook, he has the record, and he has 6. See you later, touchdown South Allegheny. Shoemaker backside, Miller their header, he scores! Black cross court deflected, diving dig House, Monak for the win, got it! Looks right side, batted away. Well, Horsky with the reception and hauled down by Janko. Looks to throw, comes back across. They set up the screen to Ruffin. Ruffin room to run. There goes Ruffin running wild into his own man. See you later. 75 yards. A WPIAL championship rematch, impossible championship preview here tonight on MVI Live, as it's the McKeesport Tigers playing host to the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars here on MVI Live. Alex Lyons with you tonight as the Tigers of McKeesport enter play 1-1, hosting the 2-0 Jaguars of Thomas Jefferson, as the Jaguars and Tigers meet for the third time in 2 years in a big camp battle here tonight from McKeesport High School, as the Tigers look to get some revenge from last year's championship loss to the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, as these two teams have played a total of 6 times in program history. The last 2 belong to Thomas Jefferson. Regular season 34-31, overtime comeback victory for Coach Turpak's Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, and then it was a 28-7 victory in the WPIAL championship game. Last win for McKeesport back at Thomas Jefferson in 2023 in the final game of the regular season. They were conference foes back then, and McKeesport was 28-7 victors against the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. First ever win for TJ was here at McKeesport, 22-10 back in 2022. That was also the last time these two team squads face off here at McKeesport High School. Thomas Jefferson and McKeesport getting set to get underway here at McKeesport. 1-1 are the Jaguars and Tigers. 1-2 at TJ is TJ, as Thomas Jefferson claimed the championship game last year. That was their 11th, 4th most in the WPIAL. 6 times as the 1 seed, the Jaguars have claimed district gold, and they will look to go back to back here this season. It would be the 6th time to do so if Thomas Jefferson is able to. 5 prior times have the Jaguars went back-to-back with district titles, and Coach Turpak entering his 31st season at the helm, coming off one of his most enjoyable seasons, he said, with Thomas Jefferson, a Jaguar team who has won 75 of their last 87 games, and a team that went 14-1, 5-0 last year, all the way to the state semifinals before Lampeter Strasburg derailed TJ 20-16, as Thomas Jefferson, an absolute juggernaut on the road. McKeesport trying to derail that big bad Jaguar train tonight. Back-to-back years as the bridesmaid under 10th year head coach Matt Miller. Lost to Aliquippa back in 2023, 35-21. And last year, 28-7 to these Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, coming off a 35-0 loss against the Peters Township Indians. But that was a game where Caden Daniels, starting right tackle, did not play. Alex Winovich was out with an injury. The starting left tackle, Keemon Spell, the star-studded running back, did not play, and safety Brian Jones were all out last weekend. Hopes every single player was going to be back here tonight, so they were all probable to play, and they've all been out there through warm-ups. As Coach Matt Miller, Coach Bill Cherpak, a mirror image of kind of themselves each other here tonight when it comes to what do you have to do to be successful, and that is put the opponent into uncomfortable situations. We know both of these teams, bell cow running backs, they like to pound the football. Combined 80 rushes tonight, 90 rushes. Wouldn't be surprised. Eber probably going to tote the ball 30-plus times. Spell, barring on that ankle, will tote the ball about 20 to 30 times. Again, would not be surprised in any means. But both of these teams say, hey, we want to put the other team into obvious passing situations. We want to make them uncomfortable, make them throw the football. Years past with TJ, not necessarily a problem. You had Luke Costco, Brody Evans at the helm the last 2 years at quarterback. Braden White, a star-studded wide receiver on the outside. Well, another new starting quarterback for Thomas Jefferson as the Jaguars split time. Under center, Jeffrey Rabel, the senior, has thrown 7 passes, and Harrison Coling, the sophomore, has thrown 14 this year. A lot of their duty is turn around and put the ball in the chest of the 5'10 junior tailback, Tyler Eber, who is coming off a sensational sophomore campaign. McKeesport, though, one of the district favorites, hopes to prove that here tonight and get a little bit of regular season revenge. They're trying to get back and win a district title for the first time since 2005 when they beat Woodland Hills 19-7. They also went to the PIAA championship game that season, 49-10 victory over Bethlehem Liberty, as they've made the championship game 3 times since 2016, lost to West Day in overtime by 1. Then those last 2 years against Aliquippa and Thomas Jefferson. And Coach Matt Miller entering his 10th season, and he wants to force the Jaguars to throw the ball. He said, you know, that's kind of what we're hoping to do, make them be a multiple-facet team, not just run the ball right down our throats. And, you know, Thomas Jefferson going to go on the road with a new quarterback for the first time after handling Baldwin and Central Valley last week, a very good Central Valley team. Coach Miller also said, you know, I think it's always a big game when we play Thomas Jefferson. Great measuring stick for our squad and a great game for our individual players to be able to be a part of. He also emphasized being very much, or getting off to a much better start this year than a season ago. Last year, 0-3, 1-4 to start for McKeesport. They're 1-1 on the season right now. Bell Vernon next week, and then Upper St. Clair the week prior. Thomas Jefferson, on the other hand, you know, Coach Cherpak noted how much of a night and day difference is this McKeesport team is when Keemon Spell is on the field and not. The number 1 player in the state of Pennsylvania, number 1 running back in the nation, and the Penn State commit is looking to run rampant after missing last week. Again, Coach Cherpak, just like Coach Miller, wants to force McKeesport to throw the ball in first-year starting quarterback Matt Miller Jr., the son of head coach Matt Miller. He was calling the signals at linebacker last year, now calling signals under center this year for this McKeesport squad. Again, said obviously it's a big game, but Coach Cherpak said obviously a big game when you look at it. TJ, McKeesport, you got the names, you got the talent on both sides, but he said in reality, it means very little. We beat them last year in the regular season, and they were still in the finals. It's great for the kids to be involved in games like this, though. So Coach Cherpak knows no matter what happens today, it does not affect the outcome of the future. He said, you know, we won last year, and they were still in the championship waiting for us at the end of the season. Again, both teams want to follow the same script. Force the opponent to throw, stop the run. Obviously, we're in the era of spread out, throw the ball 60 times a game. We're going back to the 90s tonight. Hardcore ground and pound football all night long. And really, you know, when I was getting ready for it, it's clear whoever wins the line of scrimmage is going to win a football game here tonight and take over the number 1 spot inside of 4A as the McKeesport Tigers take the field, looking to defend home for the first or second time this season, as they were defeated here at home last week, hoping things go better here tonight for the McKeesport Tigers, as we will step aside, come back, and it will be your Lions Heart Media players to watch right here on MVI Live. It's the Tigers, it's the Jaguars, it's coming up next. There's no better way to start your morning than with a fresh cup of coffee, and why not start with the best? 3-time Mon Valley favorite winner, His Place Coffee Community and More, located at 103rd Street in Monessen. Open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have something for everyone. From our fresh brewed coffee, refreshing cold brews, house-made lattes, fraps, and so much more. If you can't decide 4 days of the week, I'll personally be there to help you craft the perfect drink for your needs. We're also serving up house-made breakfast and lunch paninis, homemade baked goods with gluten and dairy-free options available. We are so much more than just a coffee shop offering community outreach, including Kids Craft Day and Story Time. There's always something new brewing, and we can't wait to see you at his place, Coffee, Community, and more.
Douglas Education Center is right here at home, fast, focused, and hands-on. Our short-term programs take you from the classroom to a career in months, not years. With small classes, real equipment, and instructors who've done the work, you'll build the skills you need for a family-sustainable future. From day one to hired, we're in your corner. Douglas Education Center, changing lives every day. Start now at dec.edu.
Located in Belle Vernon, Pennsylvania, Elite Physical Therapy and Wellness has been serving the community for years. From teenage athletes to elderly rehabs, your health is their mission. Serving through passion, purpose, and new technology, Emilio and his team are skilled, dedicated, and led by faith because they believe God works through people. Focused on true healing, not medicating pain. You don't need insurance, just the intention to value your health. Be proactive, not reactive, by calling Elite Physical Therapy and Wellness.
Hoods up, Quick Lube. It's time for a change. For years, you've been told to keep your vehicle running in peak condition with regular scheduled maintenance. But fitting it into your schedule can be a real hassle. You need a place that offers oil and filter changes, tire repair and rotation, light bulb and wiper replacements, and more. And it's all done quickly and correctly. For additional information, browse our website, give us a call, or come see us today.
It's time to customize your ride with TC Customized in Jefferson Hills. Wheels, rims, and tires, along with lift kit and lowering kits, full service auto detailing, along with custom audio systems, remote starts, alarms, custom lighting, tints, and so much more. Whatever your need is, you can completely customize your ride today at TC Customized. Call today at 412-384-5300. Ground and pound, name of the game tonight. Your Lionsheart Media players to watch. Tyler Eber, the standout tailback for Thomas Jefferson. As Eber on the season for TJ, 49 carries, 348 on the ground, and 8 touchdowns for Tyler Eber on the other side. It's Keemon Spell, 295 in his first game, 5 touchdowns with a kickoff return as well. The number 1 player in the state of Pennsylvania. TJ won the toss, they deferred, so the Tigers will get the football to start. Sam Wessel, the starting goalkeeper for the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, will send us underway here this evening on the offensive line for the Tigers of McKeesport. Axe Winowich, Matt Sibilia, Joseph Sibilia, Justin Powell, and Caden Daniels, as Sam Wessel has it teed up. Packed house, more trying to get in here at McKeesport as they're a mile deep out in the parking lot. No waiting on them. Foot meets ball. Championship rematch underway with a little boot back up to the 35, still loose, and eventually one of the up men fall on it for the McKeesport Tigers as Sam Wessel keeps it away from Keemon Spell. As for McKeesport, jumping down on that ball is Nick Bierman, saving possession for the Tigers. McKeesport will take over at their own 39-yard line. 11:57 remaining opening quarter. Matt Miller in the gun, 3-back look for the senior quarterback. Keem on the deep back, now motion all around as Doherty's comes near side. Handoff, Spell, right side. Keem on, quick hitter for a first down and more to start the evening. As Keem on Spell up over the 50, give him to the 52-yard line. 13 yards on first down for Keemon Spell. So picking up where he left off, Keemon Spell. Joe Sibilia leads the troops to the line. Abe Miller, H-back right. A man in motion across, that's Everett. Everett gets it on there, make it spell, gets it up the middle, and Keemon charges forward to the 44-yard line. And Spell gets a lot of the love on this team. Javion Robinson, four-star athlete as well. He flanks out on the near side. He'll be at Penn State tomorrow with Keemon visiting. As Miller in the gun side, Cartwright, Spell, an early motion by Abraham Miller on the left side on 2nd down and 6 with 11:11 remaining here in the opening quarter of play. It's the Jaguars, it's the Tigers, and backing up behind the change to the midfield stripe is the McKeesport offense. Sibilia leads them back to the line. Robinson near side, far side going to be Cortez Stinson. Spell the back right side. Wright and Miller up ahead. Hand off, Keemon shoots the gap up the middle, gets to the 45-yard line. So Keemon Spell able to work forward for about 5 on 2nd down, and it's going to be 3rd down and 7 for the McKeesport offense. 10:43 and rolling. Yeah, and turn around, hand the football off. Going to be a lot of that today as Keemon limps off. And Coach Miller called his star running back a Ferrari. Got to be good to go 100%. And Keemon going to be talked to with the trainer on the near side. So immediately walks away from him, but helmet away from Keemon Spell. And that could be an early bad omen for the Tigers. Avon Hudson takes over. Miller looks to throw. Comeback. Robinson has it. 1st down and more. Javion Robinson. Hauled down by Elijah Fan after the catch, but not until a 1st down picked up there by the Tiger offense. Into the TJ side of the field, down at the 33-yard line. Javion Robinson. Plethora D1 offers for Robinson. Syracuse, Rutgers, Wisconsin, Akron, UConn, Temple, Sac State, and Miami of Ohio. As kept by Miller, sidesteps one right into the waiting arms of Zach Villa on 1st down. Gain of 3 on the play. Going to be 2nd and 7 now for the Tiger offense as they continue to tend to Keemon Spell. Javier Everett out, back in. Abe Miller will check back out as Joe Sibilia leads them to the line. Avon Hudson the back, Miller under center. Trying to run right down the throat to the Jaguars. As handoff, Hudson ran into a wall in the middle once again. Zach Villa, the junior linebacker. A couple of tackles on the opening series, averaging 5 stops per game this season for Zach Villa. 8:48 rolling clock. Not going to be a lot of possessions. Got to make them count. And last time I was here doing a football game, got to go some years back, the Tigers were playing the Wolverines. Don Rebel and I had the privilege of doing that game. I think we were here an hour and a half in back on the road as a timeout called by the Tigers of McKeesport. So McKeesport on the move with 8:39 remaining here in the opening quarter of play. And Keemon Spell tending to that injured ankle. It's been all week trying to get back up, get ready for this game. And without Keemon Spell, that does change things. Coach Turpak said that coming in, night and day if Spell's in the lineup or not. Thomas Jefferson had McKeesport where they wanted them on a 3rd down and long, but Matt Miller showing off the arm a little bit. Just 105 passing yards coming in, but finding one of the best receivers in the country for his recruiting class, top 15 in Javion Robinson. 4-star standout wide receiver Robinson. 3rd down and 5, 1 for 1 on 3rd downs here tonight is the McKeesport offense. As Tigers motion back up front. Hudson the back, Everett goes in motion, pitch out, Everett right side, as wrapped up by Forte, and finishing him off is Elijah Fant. Good gang tackling by Thomas Jefferson, and it's 4th down and 5 with 8:25 and a rolling clock. Ball lies at the Thomas Jefferson 28-yard line, but Emmett Forte and Elijah Fan in the middle, wreaking havoc. Villa, Forte, and company all part of that linebacking core, replacing Matt Martinez. As 4th down and 5, the Tigers are going to go. Miller looks to throw, steps up across the middle, incomplete. No flag, and the Tigers sideline up in arms. It was intended for Stinson in the middle, broken up by Thomas Jefferson on the back end. Maybe a little early on the contact, but that's not the call. Incomplete, and a turnover on downs. As taking over will be Thomas Jefferson with 7:56 remaining here in the opening quarter of play. Ball on the the Jaguar 28. Rabel gets the start. Handoff goes to Eber. He'll scatter forward for a trio, make it almost 4 on 1st down for Tyler Eber, the sophomore tailback. Line looks like this. Dom Metz, Travis Hatz, Jane Sable, Brennan Price, and Beckett Everly left to right for Coach Chirpak. Rabel again getting the start under center. Harrison Coling will also see time in there as well. 7:25 rolling clock. I formation. Cam Barris in the middle. Play action. Rabel looks to pass. Comeback route intercepted. Nick Bierman back the other direction. An INT as the outside linebacker Nick Bierman read it and picked off Rabel. First turnover of the season for Thomas Jefferson. Nick Bierman, the INT. And just like that, McKeesport takes over on the Thomas Jefferson 23. 7-11, quarter number 1. Tigers back on the march. Hudson right side, no room to run. Give him a pair. Again, Keemon Spell got a couple carries early on, but that looks like it's going to be it for Spell possibly, as they are still tending to Keemon Spell in the medical tent down here on the near side. 2nd down and 9, 6:48 rolling clock. TJ had not turned the ball over all season long. First pass of the game, second play from scrimmage. Rabel, the senior, coughs it up. Hudson, the fullback, Miller under center. Wingbacks right and left, Miller and Cochran. Miller in motion. Hudson up the gut into the waiting and wrapping arms of the TJ defensive line, as gobbling him up on the defensive end for Thomas Jefferson was Dylan Bisak. 3rd down and 7. Ball at the TJ 20. Halfway home here in the opening quarter of this 4A championship rematch. Stinson out far with Everett, near side Robinson. Hudson sidecar right of Matt Miller, as Miller will look to pass. Steps up in the pocket, room to work. Villa pressuring, lost the football, flag flies, recovered by Bisak. TJ with the takeaway, barring the laundry. As off the edge, Zachary Villa, his 2nd sack of the season. Wait to see what the laundry says, but Zach Villa, the strip sack, and Bisak, the recovery. Foul goes against the Tigers of McKeesport. Fifth fumble recovery of the season for Thomas Jefferson. 5:47 remaining here in the first. Thomas Jefferson will take over on their own 29-yard line. Back-to-back drives ending in turnovers. Number 2 for the Jaguars. I formation, new man under center for TJ. It looks like Coling. As Coling goes in motion, that's Jackson. No, Rabel's still in there as Eber swallowed up in the middle off the edge, sealing his Sheridan. sending him right back into the waiting arms of Matt Sibilia and Justin Powell in the middle. Second down and 10 now for Thomas Jefferson. Under 5.5 remaining here in the opening quarter of play. McKeesport's got the better of TJ moving the ball, but both teams have turned it over once. And again, Keemon Spell left in the opening sequence for the Tigers. He's on the sideline. I formation, the senior Rabel. B. Coke goes in motion. Pitch out, Tyler Eber. Eber swallowed up in the backfield as the sophomore, or the junior tailback, meets the sophomore Justin Powell. And Eber's had no room to run here in this one. Third down and long for the Jaguars. And Nick Bierman picked off Rabel, who was looking at Kane Egerton. Egerton and Keemon Spell have something very similar. Both players saw the field as freshmen for their respective parties. McKeesport, that doesn't happen. TJ, that doesn't happen all that often. Third down and 10. There goes Egerton in motion. The McKeesport standout. Rabel, play action, roll out, looks to throw. Now has to step up in the pocket. Flag flies, gets away from Miller. Swallowed up in the second level as Nick Bierman again. And that's in the vicinity of holding on the Thomas Jefferson offensive line. As Rabel maybe a little gun shy after the interception. As McKeesport going to decline the holding penalty on third down. And it's going to be fourth down for the Jaguar offense at the McKeesport Tiger 36-yard, or the TJ 36-yard line with 4:12 remaining here in the opening quarter of play. And Sam Wessel will be on to punt.
Brings up a 4th and 4.
Sam Wessel, starting keeper for the soccer team. Foot meets ball as Wessel drills one back to the 30. Taken there by the Tigers. Off the edge, near side. There goes Cochran, room to run. A 25-yard return as in stride and back the other way goes Akeem Cochran. So Cochran, great starting field position for the Tigers. But a flag does fly, so hold everything on the Akeem Cochran return. This one going to come back a little with 3:48 remaining in the opening quarter of play. And McKeesport hoping the third time is the charm. So instead of starting at the Thomas Jefferson 45-yard line, this will be marched all the way back into Tiger real estate. Ball will be placed down at the 36-yard line. Own 39, TJ 23 in the own 36 starting field position today for the McKeesport offense. Miller in the gun, sends Miller in motion, looks to pass, has a man out of the reach of his intended target as he was looking for Everett, streaking down the near sideline. 2nd and 10 for the Tiger attack. And Matt Miller Jr., last year starting linebacker, was calling the shots, calling the signals, now doing it on offense. Second down and 10 as Miller brings the troops to the line. Wing back left, that's Miller. Wing back right is right as Miller. And off to one of the wingbacks, cutting across, make that Everett, as Everett sidesteps forward for a pair on 2nd down and make it 3rd and 8. 3rd down and 8 with 3:25 remaining here in the opening quarter of play. Keemon Spell now jogging on the sideline. Again, Spell left on the opening drive when McKeesport was on the march. And we have yet to see Spell back since. Keemon again now jogging. First time we've seen him out of that tent since went down with an injury. Still talking to the training staff. As Miller almost got the Jaguars to jump. Steps up, drives it to the sideline. Incomplete. As on the outside, Matt Miller just out of the reach of his intended target as he was looking for Jermaine Colwood. So Heasley on to punt, first punt of the night, or make that Abe Miller. Driving back and drilled is Costa at the 25-yard line, as that's Brian Jones in punt return coverage. And Thomas Jefferson will take over at their own 26-yard line. Laundry out on the field as well. 2:48 remaining in the first. So Thomas Jefferson will move backwards. Flag against the Jaguar attack. And be first and 10 TJ, as the ball will be moved back to the Thomas Jefferson 16-yard line. TJ, their own 28, their own 29, now their own 16. 5 drives, nothing to show either side. Rabel got the first 2 series. Now it will be Harrison Coling, the sophomore 6'1", 180 quarterback. 11 for 14, 121 through the air, and 2 touchdowns through 2 games. As Coling under center. Eber off the toss. Eber finds a hole up over the 20. Maybe gets the 21-yard line, bent backwards by the all-conference linebacker, 6'2" senior Michael Wright. Five on first down for Eber, second down and 5 now for the Jaguars. Zane Sable, the 6'1" senior, leads the troops to the line. Calling under center, Eber the deep back, Egerton motions left to right. Handoff again, Eber back to the line of scrimmage, no further. Grabbed at the legs and pulled backwards by Matt Sibilia. Then the rest of the defensive line came in to help finish off Tyler Eber. Third down and 5 now for Thomas Jefferson. Jaguars yet to pick up a first down today. Interception, 3 and out. And TJ facing another 3 and out here, Calling in the gun. First time TJ spread things out as Harrison Calling looks to throw. Flag flies. A little quick hitter on the right side to the tight end, Dom Volamino. And that's going to be enough for the first down, barring the flag. And the flag's going to say no first down, back up the Jaguars instead. So false start or an illegal procedure against Thomas Jefferson. Nonetheless, that negates the Volamino first down reception. Volamino, offer from Seton Hill, missed most of last year with an injury just like Nate Costa did. Dom Metz, 6' senior left tackle. Another player committed to play at the next level for Thomas Jefferson. He'll be going to Penn West, California for baseball. 3rd and 10 for Thomas Jefferson after the penalty. Calling under center, 4 receiver set, Eber the back, Egerton near side, hand off, Eber splits through as Tyler pushes up over the 20, give him the 22 as he's wrapped up in the middle of that defense by Axe Winowich. So a face masking penalty will give Thomas Jefferson the first down. So Eber was able to get 5, then a face mask 4, 5 more. So that will give the Jaguars their first down of the game. 59 seconds remaining. 1st and 10, Thomas Jefferson. Sticks got to get set here. Ball will be at the TJ 28. Calling under center. I formation in the middle. Deacon Camberis. Play action to Eber. Rolling out. Calling. Chased by Sheridan. Calling takes off. Calling his own number up to the 35-yard line where he's forced out of bounds by the back end of the McKeesport defense with Tyer Swindell and Michael Wright. So 5 yards on first down for Calling and Thomas Jefferson. Second down and 5 now for TJ. 33 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter of play. Beatcoat near side along with Egerton. Eber gets the call. Tyler Eber up the middle. Swallowed up by Swindle again. Going to be third and short now for Thomas Jefferson. So Abe Miller keeps it short. 12 seconds remaining. TJ will take it to the sideline. One chapter written, no score on the board. It's the Jaguars, the Tigers, deadlocked at 0 right here on MVI Live.
With over 30 years of experience, RTI Insurance Services is the clear choice in insurance providers for both individuals and businesses. At RTI, we've been upholding the highest standard of fiduciary responsibility for our clients. For your insurance needs, contact Mike Williamson at 724-263-0359. RTI Insurance Services, we've got you covered.
Transform your home or business with Pittsburgh's go-to painting experts, Weiser Painting Company. Locally owned and operated, our team is committed to delivering top-tier craftsmanship with integrity, reliability, and professionalism. From the first consultation to the final brushstroke, we ensure a seamless, stress-free experience. Whether you're refreshing your home's interior or protecting your commercial property, you can count on us. Call today for your free quote at 412-559-8515. Weiser Painting Company, lasting quality and superior service. One chapter written, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 to start the second. Eber gets the call, flag first, as Thomas Jefferson gets a first down the easy way. The Tigers offsides gives Thomas Jefferson 5 and a first down. And assistant coach Troy Blackwell, can't miss him on the sideline, absolutely livid. Again, if you're just joining us, Keemon Spell left with an injury on the opening drive, and he has not been back since. We see him walking on the sideline, gingerly missed the last week with an ankle injury. But we will still talk to Keemon at the half. Very well-spoken young man. I had the privilege of talking to him. That will be our B Graphics halftime interview with Keemon Spell. So make sure you stay tuned for that at the break. As handoff Coling to Eber. Eber tries to knife his way through. Give him a couple on first down. As Matt Sibilia in the middle. 2 yards on first down. And it's going to be 2nd and 8. Talked about winning the line of scrimmage. Eber's had no room to work. TJ's offensive line got to start opening up some bigger holes for Tyler Eber. Defenses have been good on both sides. Harrison Coling near side, or Jackson Coling near side receiver. Harrison under center. He'll look to throw. As Coling across the middle, Volumino wide open, makes one miss, spins away from another, down inside the 10, Dom Volumino. And TJ, their first big hitter of the game. Ball all the way down to the 9-yard line. 46 yards on the reception. So TJ, their first big play of the game, calling to Volumino. I formation. Harrison calling under center. Cambaris in the middle. Eber dotting the I. Hand off Eber up the gut. Knifes forward inside the 5 as he's tripped up at the second level by the likes of Swindle. So going to be 2nd down and goal for Thomas Jefferson. Ball lies down at the McKeesport Tiger 4. Jackson Coling left side, near side, no receiver. 2 tight end, Volumino and Patterson. Eber the deep back once again. Coling, handoff. Eber follows Cambaris right into a wall of Tigers as McKeesport seals the edge. And the Tigers stiffen at least for the moment. as Avant Hudson, a touchdown saving tackle in the hole. 3rd and goal now for TJ. Ball down to around the 3-yard line. Everyone in tight. Pitch out. Eber met in the backfield. Slammed down for a loss. And TJ unable to punch it in. As Bierman, another big stop. So on 3rd and goal, TJ stopped for a loss. 4th and goal, bring on Sam Wessel, who's 1 for 1 on the season. 22-yard attempt for Wessel. He's hit from 39 this year. Volamino the hold. The kick by Wessel is up, and the kick by Sam Wessel is good. So our evening starts with a trio for Thomas Jefferson. Sam Wessel, the standout keeper, using his leg to put 3 on the board for the Jaguar attack. As Wessel from 22 yards out connects with the field goal, and Thomas Jefferson leads it 3-0 with 8:33 remaining here in the opening half of play. As the TJ drive stalls out, it went from their own 16 down to the Tiger 4. Massive tackle for a loss by Nick Bierman. Remember that if McKeesport wins this ball game. Bierman an INT and a massive TFL, sending Tyler Eber backwards. Biggest play of the game, 46-yard pitch and catch to Volamino, as McKeesport's offense hoping their 4th possession results in points. And now with Keemon Spell on the sideline with injury, obviously you have Cochran back deep with Javian Robinson, another 4-star athlete on this squad, one of the top receivers in the country. Also was competing in the Junior Track Olympics this offseason down in Texas was Javian Robinson. Was the bridesmaid in the WPIAL 200 meters. Robinson far side, Akeem Cochran near side. Wessel will kick off from the 40 after getting TJ on the board. They lead 3-0. 8.5 on the game clock as Sam Wessel, right foot meets ball. This time Wessel boots it deep, and it's going to be a touchback over the head of Akeem Cochran on the near side. 1st and 10 for the McKeesport offense with 8:32 remaining in the opening half. Turnover on downs on the TJ 28 on their first possession. Strip sack on their second, and a 3-and-out on their third for the Tigers so far tonight. This one starts at their own 20. Worst starting field position today for McKeesport. 8:32 remaining here in the opening half. Both teams have turned it over one time. 3 on the board, all thanks to Sam Wessel. Wing back left, Michael right. Wing back right, Cochran. Deep back, Avant Hudson. As handoff, Hudson shoots the gap near side. Kane Egerton puts his hip into him, and Zach Villa finishes him off. Villa's been noticeable on the defensive side of the ball tonight. 2nd and 8 after Hudson goes for a pair. Nazir Doherty's will check out, the tight end for the Tigers. Javian Robinson lined up out wide. Miller under center, Cochran far side. Right goes in motion as Miller rolls out, looks to pass, finds Cochran in the flat, and bounced out of bounds by Emmett Forte on the far side of the field. Going to be 3rd down and medium now for the McKeesport offense as Miller slinging it around a little bit, finding the speedy senior Akeem Cochran. 3rd down, 5 to go after a gain of 3 by the Tigers attack. Matt Miller gets the play from the sidelines, thrown the ball 20 times entering the season, entering today. Right wing back right, Cochran near side, Miller in the gun, Hudson in the back. Right goes in motion, Miller. Quarterback keeper now fires it out into space. Stinson swallowed up shy of the 30 at the 29. A yard shy, holding him short is Emmett Forte as the 5'10 senior denies, and it's going to be 4th down and 1 as McKeesport stays on the field with a 4th and 1. 0 for 1 on 4th down today. Down to 15 on the play clock, 7:15 on the game clock. Bobbled snap as Miller. Bad exchange with Joe Sibilia. And Thomas Jefferson comes away with the football. I believe Zach Villa, the man who ended up under the pile with it. So TJ takes over at the McKeesport 29. .708 remaining here. Flags fly early.
Brings up 1st and 15 at the Tiger 34-yard line.
So no recovery by TJ. Looking back at the tape there after the fumble, just short on the spot. Again, turnover on downs. As TJ back to the eye on 1st and 15. Coling looks to throw. Up across and incomplete. Looking for the big tight end, Volamino. 2nd down now and 15 to go for the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars.
Brings up 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15, 6:48 remaining here in the opening half of play. New personnel in as Patterson out along with the big fullback Deacon Cam Barris. 3 receiver set, Beacoat far side with Jackson Coling. Near side, Kane Egerton. Standout Hooper as well for Coach Dom DeSico. Eber the back, Coling quick screen pass, and Beacoat blown up in the backfield as charging up Tyer Swindle puts the blow on Beacoat. And it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Jaguars. 16 to go for TJ. As Tyer Swindell introduces himself to the 6'1", 175 senior. Halfway through the 2nd quarter of this one as the Chapters going quick. The score, not much. 3-0 Jaguars. TJ will talk it over. We'll take a break. Come back. More action when we do. Right here on your home for Mon Valley Athletics. It's MVI Live. Jaguars 3. The McKeesport Tigers, nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on VI Live. Mark's Court, conveniently located at 95 Enterprise Street, Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, was recently voted one of the top 10 indoor facilities in the state. With 3 basketball courts, 4 volleyball courts, 3 futsal arenas, and an indoor batting cage, we are equipped for any sports practice or tournament. We also host gatherings and birthday parties in our 20,000 square foot building. We are looking forward to seeing you there. Contact us today at 412-853-5408 or email us at dmarkscourttime@gmail.com. 3rd down, 16 to go for Thomas Jefferson. Ball on the 36-yard line of the McKeesport Tigers after a turnover on downs. Harrison Coling in the gun. 4 receiver set. Coling looks to throw, steps up in the pocket, and down he goes! Chance Schroeder sends him backwards, and on third and forever make it fourth and forget it, as TJ will have to punt it away. So TJ Brilliant starting field position at the Tiger 29. They go back to the McKeesport 43 with another flag flying and a false start. So back TJ up even more before Sam Wessel sends this one away. So their drive will officially stall at the McKeesport 48. 3-0 Jaguars lead. Sam Wessel, right foot boot, spiraler towards the sideline. No chance of a return as they kept it away from Javian Robinson. See where they mark it down at. As they mark the Sam Wessel punt all the way back at the 10-yard line. That's where I think the ball hit on the far sideline once it was already out of bounds. You figured that was going to be around the 20, but Sam Wessel apparently gets the benefit of the call there, and it's going to be 1st and 10 McKeesport from their own 10. So an interesting spot to say the least. McKeesport back to work offensively. Matt Miller in the gun. An early motion on the left side between Camberis and Sibilia. So Matt Sibilia charged with the false start, back up the Tigers 5. 1st down and 15 from their own 5-yard line. Not how you draw up the start of this one. Get a bad spot, and now you're back behind the chains. Miller on the gun, standing on the goal line. Handoff, Hudson. Hudson bounces near side. Avon Hudson able to get back up over the 5 before being tripped up by the Jaguar defenses. Coming up is Fury to make the stop, the 5'11", 180 senior. Gain of 2, 13 still to go. So Matt Miller trying to get the Tigers on the move here, both the coach and the son. Joe Sibilia leads the troops to the line once again, down to 5 on the play clock, 4.5 on the game clock. McKeesport may have to burn a timeout. Miller will not get the snap away, and McKeesport will indeed call their penultimate timeout of the half. Staring down the barrel of 2nd and 13 when we come back right here on MVI Live. There's no better way to start your morning than with a fresh cup of coffee, and why not start with the best? 3-time Mon Valley favorite winner, His Place Coffee, Community and More, located at 103rd Street in Monessen. Open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have something for everyone. From our fresh brewed coffee, refreshing cold brews, house-made lattes, fraps, and so much more. If you can't decide 4 days of the week, I'll personally be there to help you craft the perfect drink for your needs. We're also serving up house-made breakfast and lunch paninis, homemade baked goods with gluten and dairy-free options available. We are so much more than just a coffee shop, offering community outreach, including Kids Craft Day and Story Time. There's always something new brewing, and we can't wait to see you at His Place Coffee, Community and More. Matt Miller with 2nd and 13 here in the 4A championship rematch. As maybe not as star-studded as we thought, and a high point, almost incredible grab by Robinson. We've seen him work some magistry here on this field in the past, featured on ESPN last year, but no highlight reel catch this year. And it's 3rd down and 13 again. Tigers in the shadow of their own goalpost. 3-0 Thomas Jefferson leads off the 22-yard Sam Wessel field goal. Again, if you're just joining us, Keemon Spell left on the first possession of the game. Has not been back since and looks like he will not return this week. May not return to conference play for the McKeesport Tigers. Would be shocked to see him next week versus Bell Vernon, as TJ now will burn their second timeout of the half before a 3rd and 13. First drive started at the McKeesport 39. Tigers were able to work it down to the Thomas Jefferson 28-yard line, and on 4th and 5, an incompletion by Matt Miller turned it over to TJ. 2 plays into the Jaguar drive, it was Bierman picking off the quarterback. At that point was Jeffrey Rabel, getting McKeesport the ball back at their TJ 23, but Villa ended that drive with a strip sack recovered by Bisak, getting Thomas Jefferson the ball back at their own 29 after a 3-and-out by the Jaguars. McKeesport would do much of the same before finally the Jaguars would break the goose egg off the board. Coling would hook up with Volumino for 46 yards and eventually set up first down and goal from the 9. They would get it to 3rd and goal from the 3, but Nick Bierman in the backfield of TFL denying Eber a touchdown. They settled for a 22-yard Wessel field goal. A 4th and 1. Turned it over on the last sequence for McKeesport, and after a punt by the Jaguars, McKeesport backed up 3rd and 13. And another flag, and this will give 5 yards to the Tiger attack. So a little bit of breathing room instead of 3rd and 13. Going to be 3rd down and 8 for McKeesport. And TJ, after the 4th and 1 fumbled snap, no conversion, started at the Tiger 29-yard line, ended at the Tiger 48. A big sack on 3rd and 16 by Sheridan. Chance would end the drive. Poor spot probably for the Tigers, set them back at their 10, went back to the 5 off a penalty. Now 3rd and 8 here. Miller, good pocket presence, but throws it to nobody. Closest man to that one was Kane Egerton. Also in the vicinity defensively was Elijah Fant, as he was looking on the far side for Cortez Stinson, the 5'7", 141 senior. 4th down and 8. The Tigers will be forced to punt again. Abe Miller, the punter, stands on his own goal line. 4:11 remaining as Miller drives one. Eber off his leg, and it's recovered by Stinson. It hit the leg of Eber and right into the waiting, diving arms. Cortez Stinson takes it away, and McKeesport, new life from midfield. So Stinson the recovery. 4:03 remaining in the half. McKeesport a chance from their own 46 to get on the board and take the lead. 1st and 10 Tigers. Abe Miller wingback left, Everett wingback right. Hutz in the back gets the call. Spins forward towards the 50. Going to be chopped down at the midfield stripe once again. The offensive linebacker in Zach Villa with the stop after a gain of 4. Villa's been busy tonight. TJ came back from a 14-13 deficit to beat Central Valley last week. Peters beat McKeesport last week 35-0. As Miller drops back, looks to pass, and almost hauled in on the comeback by Abe Miller. As Miller, room to work, shook away from Costa and just unable to haul it in on the near side. 3:24 remaining in quarter number 2. Going to be 3rd down and 6. And at the half, B Graphics halftime interview with the number 1 player in the state for 2027, Keemon Spell. And unfortunately out with an injury here in this one. Wing back right, Miller. Wing back left, Everett. Miller goes in motion as Matt fires it out near side. Everett at the 45. Flag flies in late. Maybe late contact by Eli Fury. as Fury a little late with the hit on Javier Everett. Everett would have been 1 yard short of the line to gain. Going to call an incompletion. Everett was out of bounds. So off the penalty, going to be 1st and 10 for the McKeesport Tigers. Matt Miller in the gun, sidecar right. Miller will look to throw, steps up, fires it right side, hauled in. As going to be close to a 1st down, as trying to turn things upfield on the right side was Colwood once more. Colwood will move the sticks, give him 10 on 1st down. Going to be 1st down and 10 from the 24-yard line, down to 3:01 rolling clock. McKeesport knocking on the door of either taking the lead or tying the football game up, as Matt Miller Jr., the 5'8 senior, brings the play in from the sideline. Colwood flanks out far side, Javian Robinson near side. Miller in the gun, gets the snap, little pop pass as trying to cut upfield. Everett and Beacoat can't haul him down, but Kane Egerton slams him backwards as the junior linebacker. Kane Egerton with the stop back around the 30, gonna mark forward progress. Up ahead of the 30, gonna put him at the 28-yard line. So Kane Egerton knocks him backwards. Down to 2:08 remaining here in the opening half of play. Wyatt Heasley, the kicker, if it comes to that. 2nd down and long. 14 to go. Hudson sidecar left. Pressure off the edge. Volumino forces the high throw up and over the hands of the intended target, Javian Robinson. As the 6'1", 185 junior, 4-star recruit, D1 offers, will be at Penn State tomorrow with Keemon Spell for the FIU game. And Keemon, with some help from Tyke Hayes, now a running back at Penn State, committed. And Keemon trying to help coax his wide receiver who's been playing with since they were kids, to come play with him on Saturdays as well, both juniors, part of the 2027 recruiting class. Miller under center, whistle first, timeout taken by the Tigers. So McKeesport will talk it over, final timeout of the half. Defense at a premium, or offense at a premium. Defense stealing the show here, in 3-0. Tigers trail the Jaguars, 3rd and 14 with 1:50 remaining in the opening half. When we come back right here on MVI Live. Third down and 14, 1:50 on the game clock here in the opening half. 6 penalties on the Jaguars tonight, 5 on the Tigers and McKeesport. Big one on TJ to get the big one on TJ to get McKeesport that 1st down. 3rd and 14, Miller sends Everett in motion. Miller pitches it back on the reverse to Robinson. Room to run. Javian Robinson down the sideline, and Robinson near the pylon as Javian Robinson dancing down the right side, just shy, as Robinson picks up the 1st down on 3rd and 14. Electrifying for Robinson. Mark him out at the 10, but gets the 1st down. 1st and goal for McKeesport. Miller under center. Abe Miller, wing back left. Hudson the deep back. Miller, handoff. Hudson powers forward down to the 5-yard line. Clock ticks down to 1:30. Remember, McKeesport out of timeouts here in this opening half. Down 3-0 with 1:25 remaining. The Tigers got to go. Robinson's got the Tigers on the move. Miller under center. Hudson the back once more. Hand off. Hudson right up the gut. Breaks the tackle towards the goal line. Touchdown Tigers! Avon Hudson, the 5'9" senior, powers his way in from 6 yards out, and the Tigers take the lead. Avon Hudson running over Villa into the end zone, and Heasley to make it a 7-3 Tiger lead. As Heasley's kick is up, and the kick by Heasley is good. McKeesport 7-3 with just 1:08 remaining in the opening half. 5-yard touchdown run by Avon Hudson. And Hudson taking over duties for Keemon Spell, but that was all set up by the Tyler Eber botched punt. Went off the, or not really botched punt, but a punt that went off the ankle of Eber right into a diving Stinson, setting McKeesport up at the 46-yard line. And Javian Robinson on 3rd and 14 danced his way for a first down, setting up the Hudson touchdown with 1:08 remaining. Coach Turpak has one timeout left, and the question is, how aggressive does he get? They do get the football to start quarter number 3 here this evening, down 7-3, as Abe Miller will handle the kickoff duties. First kickoff today for McKeesport. I think the return gonna bear a lot as bounces away. Near side, handle, B-coat 30, lost the football, and the Tigers take it away once again as it's recovered by Brian Jones. Another one. TJ, no turnovers through 2 weeks, 3 in the first half today. Brian Jones with the recovery. From the TJ 27, McKeesport a chance to increase the advantage. Miller looks to throw, steps away from Villa, flag flies. Miller fires it sideline and out of play. 56 seconds remaining. Thomas Jefferson, again, no turnovers through 2 weeks. An interception on the second play from scrimmage. A punt that went off the ankle of Eber. Flag against TJ. So Thomas Jefferson, their 6th penalty of the night. Face mask against the Jaguars. 56 seconds remaining. Interception by Rabel. Punt off the ankle of Eber into the hands of Stinson. Then a beat coat fumble, giving McKeesport the football, back up 7-3 and a chance to increase before the break. 56 seconds remaining in the opening half. No timeouts left for the Tigers. Robinson near side, Miller under center, wing back left. That's Abe Miller. As Miller, handoff, Hudson looking for another one, rumbling down to the 1. 48 seconds, Tigers hurrying to the line. Miller under center, Hudson the back again. Miller, handoff, Hudson left side, lost the football, and TJ recovers. Nate Costa with the takeaway, and TJ gets it back. Thomas Jefferson forces the fumble. Nate Costa the recovery. Officials conclave. Didn't look like Hudson broke the plane. He did not. Nate Costa the recovery. What a play by Costa and TJ's defense. They're at the 1-inch line. They may have got the stop for the time being, but they're not out of danger. Backs are against the wall. As TJ able to power forward, they had to at least run one play. They do. As Thomas Jefferson will get out of danger, and it's only fitting. The man who coughed it up, Jarrett Beacoat, fumbled it on the return. It was the right arm of Jarrett Beacoat punching the football out into the waning arms of a Nate Costa as Beacoat started this sequence coughing the ball up, giving it to McKeesport, but the Tigers unable to capitalize. Jarrett Beacoat makes up for his miscue, and it's 7-3 at the break. McKeesport leading Thomas Jefferson as TJ from the half-yard line got the football back. Game of inches at its finest, and Thomas Jefferson able to escape pure and utter danger. Offense at a premium, 7-3 McKeesport leads. We'll get you to the half in just one moment. It will be our halftime interview with Keemon Spell of McKeesport, powered by B Graphics. But a quick recap first. After McKeesport was able to march it down the field from their own 39 to the McKeesport 28, they were faced with a 4th and 5, unable to capitalize. Turnover on down on an incompletion. Keemon Spell went out on that sequence. He has not been back since. Thomas Jefferson would take over on their own 28. Second play of the game, it was Nick Bierman, the INT. He's had a big game tonight, picking off Jeffrey Rabel. On the ensuing drive, Zach Villa got it back. A strip sack of Matt Miller recovered by B-Sack. And Thomas Jefferson would take back over on their own 29. After back-to-back 3-and-outs by the Jaguars and the Tigers, TJ would get on the move on a drive that would put the first points of the game up. Starting with 2:48 remaining in the opening quarter, ending with 8.5 on the clock. Coling would find Volamino over the middle for 46. Setting up first and goal from the 9, but on third and goal from the 3, it was Nick Bierman with the TFL, stopping Eber in his tracks, settling for a Sam Wessel 22-yarder to make it 3-0 TJ. McKeesport would get the ball back, and on 4th and 1, a fumbled snap recovered by the Tigers, but short of the line of game. TJ would take over on the Tiger 29 and looking to increase their lead to 2 scores. But Thomas Jefferson, they would go backwards. Started at the McKeesport 29, ended at the McKeesport 48, and Chance Sheridan would end the drive with a sack after a McKeesport 3-and-out. That's where things started to go downhill for the Jaguars. The punt went off the foot of Eber right into the hands of a diving Stinson to give McKeesport the ball back on their own 46-yard line. On 3rd and 6, TJ would force the incompletion as Everett was out of bounds, but it was a personal foul, 15-yard penalty, and a first down, keeping the drive alive for McKeesport. And then McKeesport was faced with a 3rd and 14. Javian Robinson, don't forget about the other standout recruit, the 4-star wide receiver on the end around double reverse, would run it down to the 10-yard line, leading to an Avant Hudson 5-yard touchdown run, giving the Tigers a 7-3 lead as Heasley would knock home the extra point. On the ensuing kickoff, though, it was Beacoat returning for Thomas Jefferson, fumbling the football, and Brian Jones would recover for McKeesport. They would start at the TJ 20, but Hudson trying to go in for a second payday from the 1-yard line. He would power down, and it was Beacoat making up for the miscue, punching the ball loose right before the goal line, recovered on the 1-inch line by Nate Costa, saving the touchdown. TJ would run it right up the gut on the quarterback keeper for about half a yard to take us to the half. TJ will get the ball to start half number 2. They trail McKeesport 7-3 as the Tigers, Avant Hudson, the lone touchdown of the game. Turnovers aplenty. Beacoat from villain to hero, just like that for Thomas Jefferson. Halfway home, McKeesport 7, Thomas Jefferson 3. B Graphics halftime interview with Keemon Spell when we come back right here on MVI Live. There's no better way to start your morning than with a fresh cup of coffee, and why not start with the best? Three-time Mon Valley favorite winner, His Place Coffee Community and More, located at 103rd Street in Menneson. Open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have something for everyone. From our fresh brewed coffee, refreshing cold brews, house-made lattes, fraps, and so much more. If you can't decide 4 days of the week, I'll personally be there to help you craft the perfect drink for your needs. We're also serving up house-made breakfast and lunch paninis, homemade baked goods with gluten and dairy-free options available. We are so much more than just a coffee shop, offering community outreach including Kids Craft Day and Story Time. There's always something new brewing, and we can't wait to see you at His Place Coffee, Community, and More. This is Alex Lyons, and most of you know me as the voice of MVI Live, but that's only part of the story. I'm also the youth director of the Ignite Middle School and High School Youth Group at the Christian Center Church, and I would like to personally invite you to join me and my team starting Wednesday, September 10th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at 130 Charity Lane for fun, fellowship, and the Word of God. I can't wait to see you there. For more information, call or text me at 724-562-3248.
Douglas Education Center is right here at home, fast, focused, and hands-on. Our short-term programs take you from the classroom to a career in months, not years. With small classes, real equipment, and instructors who've done the work, you'll build the skills you need for a family-sustainable future. From day one to hired, we're in your corner. Douglas Education Center, changing lives every day. Start now at dec.edu.
For 30 years of experience, RTI Insurance Services is the clear choice in insurance providers for both individuals and businesses. At RTI, we've been upholding the highest standard of fiduciary responsibility for our clients. For your insurance needs, contact Mike Williamson at 724-263-0359. RTI Insurance Services, we've got you covered.
Whether it's finding the perfect home, negotiating the best deal, or walking you through each step with care, Realtor Janelle Carpenter will show up with excellence every time, even when no one's watching, because quality matters and so do you. So if you're looking for the best home buying and selling experience, make sure you call Realty One Gold Standard agent Janelle Carpenter at 724-797-1675. If you're ready to buy or sell, call Janelle. Back here, halftime on MVI Live. It's our B Graphics halftime interview with Keemon Spell of the McKeesport Tigers. First off, Keemon, appreciate you working through this with me and getting this done before the game here. But number one player in the state, number one running back in the nation, and a top 20 player in the entire country. What does that mean to you just to hear that?
It means a lot. It took a lot of hard work to get up here and do what I had to do. I'm just going to keep working and get number one in every category for it. That's how I look at everything.
So, Keemon, obviously, McKeesport, a rich history. Just the second player in 40 years to start as a freshman here at McKeesport. Last one ended up playing on Sundays. Kind of what does that mean to you that your coaches from such a young age trusted to put you on this football field?
It meant a lot. They really didn't trust me on offense. So I got my time to shine on defense, and I did at safety. Then they put me on offense. Then I got my time to shine there. Ever since then, I just been up and up more after that. So, I'm thankful for them for moving me up to get this opportunity, and, it's been good.
So you got a chance early on in your career to play with your big brother Keith. What was that like, just getting to go through this first year with your brother Keith before he went to the next level?
It was good, getting experience from him. He told me coming up to high school it wasn't going to be easy. I didn't listen to him until it actually happened in the game. I just want to thank him. And, also I got a brother coming with me next year too, so that would be good.
So how great is that you get not just one but two different brothers you're going to get the ability to play with before you graduate?
It's going to be good. It's something that I was looking for growing up my whole life, because I really didn't get to play with them in Little League because we were always different ages. But, high school is a different level. We get 4 years, 3 years. So I'm happy he got to get moved up with me too next year, and we're going ball.
So for you, obviously starting as a freshman or playing as a freshman, starting last year, this year, and so many eyes always on you, it seems like. How do you deal with that pressure or embrace that pressure to put on the best product you can on the field?
I try to stay comfortable doing everything. I have my dad help me with a lot of stuff because, like you said, it gets overwhelming, and, it gets to a point where everybody's blowing my phone up, hitting me up. So, I have my dad help me out a lot.
So, just like I did, to get this so we could, share more info about you.
No, you're good.
But, Keemon, obviously, you committed going into your sophomore season to Penn State. So, right now, a Nittany Lion commit. What was the kind of thought process behind you committing early on in the process?
It was just the love and the coaches. I only been up to Penn State. It was just something I loved up there in the home. It felt like home for when I went up there a couple times. Before I got the offer, I went up there a couple times, and then after I got the offer, I went up for the whiteout game, and it felt like home. So I just, made the decision to commit there, and I'm so happy I'm committed there right now still.
So for you, obviously, you've been to a couple of championship games 2 years in already. Bridesmaid both times. What do you guys have to do this season to take that next step and become a district champion?
I would say overcome all the adversity we've been facing. We have a rough season every time, so something I'm looking forward to do, being a leader and coming and getting over adversity, and just being a leader on the field. With my team, when we get down, I have to be the person to step up for them.
So for you, what are some ways you can take that leadership role and really lead by example out on the field?
I would just say my communication. When something goes wrong, I'm always the first one to be there to communicate everything, to calm things down. So that's something I'm looking forward to doing more and more throughout the season, and it just started.
So obviously, every great athlete, every great success story gets a start somewhere. For you, where did your start in football come?
When I was little, I was 6 years old. I was always running the ball. I got the ball one time, and I went to the outside, and my dad just knew I was a running back ever since. And ever since that, I've just been getting the ball, see where my talent's at now.
So this group at McKeesport, obviously, so much talent every single year. How much fun is it to get to play with just so many other great athletes and kind of continue that rich tradition that has come out of McKeesport?
It's good. I'm playing with the guys I grew up with, so, we've been having communication, chemistry like that for my whole life. So, it's great to play with them, and hopefully we can continue that in college.
So, speaking of continuing that in college, obviously a standout wide receiver on this team, one of the top 15 receivers in the nation, and I saw he will be also having a visit at Penn State where you're committed to. How fun would that be, if the cards fall, to take that trip from Friday nights to Saturdays?
I'm trying to get him to go there right now. We're going up there this week together, actually, on Saturday. So hopefully I can get him to commit there at this game, and we're just going to keep moving forward from there. That's been my guy since I was little, so I'm happy for him, and he's happy for me, and we've just been close ever since.
Tyke got you, and now you're going to get Robinson. Maybe the family just continues to grow up there in Happy Valley. But for you, you said, obviously, you're already the number one player in the state. You're already the number one running back in the nation and a top 15 player ranked nationally. But obviously, the type of guy it seems like you are, that's not enough. What do you have to do? Because it seems like you're going for number one overall.
So I'm just going to ball on the field. My talent speaks louder than my words. So every time I ball on the field, I feel like I'm just going to get up there higher and higher on the list. So, that's something I'm looking forward to do all season, is just balling.
So one interesting thing, we mentioned, we talked about, freshmen don't start. Underclassmen don't play at McKeesport. It is a special honor just with the talent that comes out of this, great program. For you, you have the rarity that you're now entering your third year of being a valuable piece of this team. How much does that help the young guys not necessarily young guys, but the first-year starters? Obviously, your new quarterback in Matt Miller, but he was a linebacker last year, quarterback this year. You've went through this process now multiple times, new man, kind of calling the signals. So how do you have that? How does that, help you in your leadership kind of qualities that you've been there and done that every step of the way?
So like you said, young guys don't get to play. So once the young guy gets in, I have to be there to help him out in the game. My quarterback, he's been here since, and, I'm happy for him that he got the good quarterback. And me and him have been, tight since. And, he's handing me the ball off, so I got to be there for him when it's time for him to pass the ball.
So, Keemon, Friday night, normal week, what does it look like? What's your game day routine? Anything you got to do to get yourself ready to go for a Friday night game?
I would say probably listen to music. I just like listening to music. It gets me pumped up, for the games, and that's really much it.
Anything specific that you got to listen to? Any go-to songs?
No, I listen to about everything.
So, Keemon, obviously, goal, win a district title, win a state title. What would that mean to you, finishing your junior season with both of those?
It would mean a lot. We've made it to the ship and haven't won in several years from now. So it would be a pleasure to win this year and next year. So that's what we're coming for these next 2 years.
So one last question for you. obviously you've become a very well-known figure in the McKeesport area, in the nation, obviously in general, but maybe what's something unique about you? What's something maybe people don't know about you right now?
I don't like to go outside. I don't party. You know, I have 11 siblings too, so, you know, I'm just a chill guy. I don't go outside. I don't do all that other things. I just play football and go home and ball. That's it.
So, you know, kind of keeping your mind focused on football. Is
Yep.
that what has made you think,
Yeah.
part of what's made you into who you are? And then obviously, you know, you've had family that's kind of shown you the way ahead of time too.
Yeah, so like you said, once I got put up to 9th grade, you know, everything got rules, so I couldn't do the things I was doing in middle school and was trying to do in high school because, you know, I got moved up, so, you know, everything got bigger and bigger, so that's really much it.
Keemon, I really appreciate
Yes,
your
sir.
time. Can't wait to see what you do, not just the rest of your junior and senior season, but the future's very bright, and can't wait to see what you do on Saturdays and hopefully Sundays in the future.
Yes, sir.
Again, Keemon Spell, future Nittany Lion, #1 player in the state, #1 back in the nation, looking to put on another show here for the McKeesport Tigers. When we come back, it will be half number 2 right here on your home for Mon Valley Athletics, MVI Live. This has been your halftime interview with Keemon Spell, powered by B Graphics right here on MVI Live.
Hoods Up Quick Lube. It's time for a change. For years, you've been told to keep your vehicle running in peak condition with regular scheduled maintenance. But fitting it into your schedule can be a real hassle. You need a place that offers oil and filter changes, tire repair and rotation, light bulb and wiper replacements, and more. And it's all done quickly and correctly. For additional information, browse our website, give us a call, or come see us today.
Located in Belle Vernon, Pennsylvania, Elite Physical Therapy and Wellness has been serving the community for years. From teenage athletes to elderly rehabs, your health is their mission. Serving through passion, purpose, and new technology, Emilio and his team are skilled, dedicated, and led by faith because they believe God works through people. Focused on true healing, not medicating pain. You don't need insurance, just the intention to value your health. Be proactive, not reactive, by calling Elite Physical Therapy and Wellness.
The best local coverage of news, sports, and more. Make sure you subscribe to the Mon Valley Independent newspaper. Both print and e-edition subscriptions are available, and you can try the e-edition free for 30 days starting today. So make sure you log on to MonValleyIndependent.com for more information. Mon Valley Independent. What happens here matters here.
The big announcement is finally here. LJ Pallets and More is officially Louis O's Discount Warehouse, a fresh new name with the same great people and same crazy deals. To celebrate Saturday, September 13th, we're having our grand reopening sale. Everything an extra 10% off and select items up to 90% off. Special hours from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come celebrate with us while saving big and supporting your favorite veteran-owned and family-operated business. Louis O's Discount Warehouse, 1800 Shoemaker in Monessen. Transform your home or business with Pittsburgh's go-to painting experts, Weiser Painting Company. Locally owned and operated, our team is committed to delivering top-tier craftsmanship with integrity, reliability, and professionalism. From the first consultation to the final brushstroke, we ensure a seamless, stress-free experience. Whether you're refreshing your home's interior or protecting your commercial property, you can count on us. Call today for your free quote at 412-559-8515. Weiser Painting Company, lasting quality and superior service. It's time to customize your ride with TC Customized in Jefferson Hills. Wheels, rims, and tires, along with lift kit and lowering kits, full service auto detailing, along with custom audio systems. remote starts, alarms, custom lighting, tints, and so much more. Whatever your need is, you can completely customize your ride today at TC Customize. Call today at 412-384-5300. Mark's Court Time, conveniently located at 95 Enterprise Street, Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, was recently voted one of the top 10 indoor facilities in the state. With 3 basketball courts, 4 volleyball courts, 3 futsal arenas, and an indoor batting cage, we are equipped for any sports practice or tournament. We also host gatherings and birthday parties in our 20,000 square foot building. We are looking forward to seeing you there. Contact us today at 412-853-5408 or email us at dmarkscourttime@gmail.com. Halfway home, one possession game, as it's been an absolute defensive stalemate. Just 10 points on the board, 3 for the Jaguars. Last 7 belong to McKeesport. Hudson had a chance to make it 14-3, but Jarrett Beacote, the man who turned it over prior to the McKeesport drive, knocked it free. Nate Costa recovered, and Thomas Jefferson was able to avoid danger and keep things at bay for the moment and keep it just a 7-3 deficit. TJ's Tyler Eber. I don't think I've ever seen him have as little room to operate as he's had tonight. Turnovers aplenty doesn't help things for Thomas Jefferson. They've turned the ball over 3 times. McKeesport has turned it over on downs twice and fumbled it away just once. An interception by McKeesport's Bierman. A botched punt off the ankle of Eber. And a fumble by Beacote on the return. The Tigers looking to make the series 4-3 all time. Their defense will start first. TJ will try to get back on the board. And Keemon Spell, who played the first series of the game, has been out ever since. He had one of the best week 0 performances you're ever going to see, as the lights show roaring and raring to get the Tigers back on the field, up by a 7-3 margin. But Thomas Jefferson will get the football to start here in quarter number 3. And it'll be a big drive on both sides. Thomas Jefferson knows they need to find a way to start moving the football. One big play of 46 yards is really all TJ has to speak of. This McKeesport defense has been absolutely dangerous tonight. And McKeesport's defense, it feels like they took that 35 points they gave up here at home last week. They took it personal, as this team has been absolutely dominating, and this daunting defense has been up to the tall task of containing Tyler Eber. As halfway home, halfway to go, and what has been a thrilling contest so far. 7-3, Thomas Jefferson trailing McKeesport in this Almond Valley 4A championship rematch, and I like to say maybe championship preview. Would not be surprised, barring seeding, depending how it all goes, that these two teams are playing for district gold for a second straight year, and it has been a thriller so far. And again, for both teams, going to have some learning curves, going to get better along the way. For McKeesport, Matt Miller just in his 3rd start at quarterback. TJ again working in new receivers, new quarterbacks as well, as Coling replaced Rabel after 2 drives, and I imagine Coling will stay in as the quarterback for the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars once we get underway with the 3rd chapter of this one. As big play as well, obviously, you talk about the turnovers, the touchdown, turnover at the 1-yard line, but Nick Bierman, a big TFL on 3rd and goal from the 3, knocking backwards the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars' Tyler Eber, stopping him short of the end line. As, you know, keeping everything at bay and holding TJ to just 3. And right now, that tackle is the big difference in this. If you're Thomas Jefferson, got to clean things up. No turnovers. If you're McKeesport, got to continue to fly to Eber, gang tackle, make TJ throw the football, something the Jaguars don't want to do, and McKeesport has been able to do that here today. We will step aside, quick 30 seconds, come back, and it'll be the third chapter of this epic tale right here on your home for Mon Valley Athletics, MVI Live.
Douglas Education Center is right here at home, fast, focused, and hands-on. Our short-term programs take you from the classroom to a career in months, not years. With small classes, real equipment, and instructors who've done the work, you'll build the skills you need for a family-sustainable future. From day one to hired, we're in your corner. Douglas Education Center, changing lives every day. Start now at dec.edu.
24 down, at least 24 more to go. As halfway home, Thomas Jefferson will get the football to start here in quarter number 3. TJ, last time they were kicked off to, they turned it over as B-Coat fumbled it away. But the Jaguars in B-Coat were able to get it right back. Seven 5 penalties on TJ ahead of McKeesport in that category. As Miller has it teed up, and we get set for the second half here on MVI Live. 7-3 Tigers lead. Low squibber, 30-yard line, picked up by Forte and spun down just over the 31. So TJ takes over, 11:57. Third quarter action. Ball will lie on the 30-yard line of Thomas Jefferson. Eber, the deep back, twin receiver set. As Rabel back in at quarterback. First time since the second drive, Rabel's been back in. Seen Coling throw it around a few times. Eber able to scatter forward for just a pair on first down. Second down and 8 now for Thomas Jefferson. Tyler Eber last year broke the single game record for Thomas Jefferson. 48 carries in one contest, 238 on the ground against West Allegheny. As whistle before the snap back to Rabel. Also broke the season carry record with 420, actually obliterated it. Previous high was 291. All but one game last year broke the century mark. Today, it would take a mammoth second half to do that for Eber, as Thomas Jefferson will back up 5 yards. Second and 13 from the 28, 11:16 remaining. Rabel leads the troops to the line, 2 receiver set, hand off Eber, as they're still trying to figure out this front 4 for McKeesport. Tyler Eber scatters forward just 1. Third down and 12 now for the Jaguars. Not how you draw up the opening drive. Sibilia, Miller, Powell, and Sheridan have done a brilliant job tonight up front. Volumino out, Egerton back in. Rabel's thrown just 1 pass today, 8 on the season. The 1 pass he threw today was into the hands of the linebacker, Nick Bierman. Twin receivers near side. Now Eber motions out. He hasn't gotten space all game. They open up a big hole for Rabel. Breaks 1 tackle and 2 all spot. He needed to get to the 41. He does just that. Jeffrey Rabel running right up the gut. Needed 12. Got it. They motioned Eber out. Caught the defense staring at him. And a quarterback draw by Rabel. So a first down for Rabel and the TJ offense. As Thomas Jefferson, a big conversion there. Rabel back under center. Eber the back again. 2 receiver set. Hand off. Eber. No room to run. Gets the football and immediately met by the defensive line. As coming up to swallow up Tyler Eber is Avon Hudson. Slow to get back to his feet, the starting left guard, Travis Hatch, the 6'1", 278 senior. So official timeout as Hatch will head to the sideline. And the TJ sideline was telling him, hey, go down. So Hatch was trying to make his way off, and eventually the TJ sideline said, hey, just take a knee, go down, and we'll come out, get you there. You know, big thing as well that I've noticed throughout the course of this game on the McKeesport offensive side of things is the elusiveness of Matt Miller in this game. Trying to see who came in to replace Hatch there. Didn't get the number. Also in is Andy Rose. 2nd and 10. Rabel looks to pass. Rabel, quick comeback route into the hands of Coling. Coling out to the 49-yard line. As replacing in on the offensive line is Dylan Beesock. Third down and 2 after a gain of 8. Clock down to 8:42. Rabel under center. Hand off. Eber met in the backfield and driven backwards. Avon Hudson with the initial line of attack. Finished off by Chance Schroeder. And backwards goes TJ again. Going to be marked that he got back to the initial line of scrimmage for that play. So it's going to be 4th and 2. And Coach Turpak going to send the punting unit out. As knee of Wessel touched the ground and TJ turns it over. Another miscue on special team. 8:01, McKeesport takes back over after another Jaguar miscue. From the TJ 39, Miller under center, wingback left, Abe Miller. Wingback right, that's right. Hudson the back, hand off Hudson. Hudson spins away from the first tackler. Knocked down though by Villa as he scatters forward for a couple on first down. 2nd and 8 now for the Tiger offense. May not be listed as a turnover, but might as well have been for the Jaguars as the low snap, Sam Wessel's knee hitting the ground, costing TJ the opportunity to pin McKeesport deep once again. So Matt Miller under center. Hudson right side along with Miller. One back look pitched out that way. As trying to get to the edge and bounce forward, kept alive for a moment by Michael Wright. As Wright eventually going to be wrapped up at the 34-yard line, and it's 3rd down and short here for the McKeesport Tigers. 2 downs to get it for the McKeesport Tigers. As the Tigers shaking up on the near side, that is the aforementioned Michael Wright. 3rd down, 5 to go for McKeesport, and really, again, you have 2 downs to get 5 yards where you're at on the field if you're McKeesport, but really the big difference in this game, and I don't think I would have said this coming in, has been special teams and just the miscues on special teams that Thomas Jefferson has had tonight. Thomas Jefferson, unforced errors on special teams is a big reason this game is where it's at, all things considered. And McKeesport, they have not taken advantage as much as you'd like if you're the Tigers of these Thomas Jefferson miscues. You know, we saw the fumbled punt did result in or punt off the ankle of Eber did result in a touchdown for the Tigers, but the fumble on the kickoff, turnover the other end. Now this poor snap and turnover by Thomas Jefferson with Wessel's knee touching the ground. Can McKeesport take advantage? Can they increase the lead? And they have 2 downs to pick up 5 yards here on the ground. And again, Keemon Spell out with an injury. Left back in quarter number 1. Miller, handoff, Hudson, right side 30, powers down shy of the 25, but not before he moves the chains on 3rd and 5. Avon Hudson picks up the line to gain. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers, and the McKeesport offense on the march once again. First and 10. Miller under center, Cochran wing back left, Miller wing back right, Hudson the deep back gets the call, breaks 1 tackle, but TJ able to wrap him up. It's Fant, take him to the ground. The Tigers want a foul, none will come, and it's going to be 2nd down now for the McKeesport offense as the Tigers trying to march this one in for their 2nd strike of the game. Second and 7. Miller under center again. Cochran motions left to right. Hudson gets the call right into the arms of the TJ defense. Emmett Forte fired up after that stop. Going to be 3rd down and about 4 here. And similar sequence, probably 2 downs to get 4 yards for McKeesport. 5:10 rolling clock. Miller under center. Miller, handoff, Hudson, met at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for 2 more as Ferry and Egerton able to stop him about 1.5 yards shy. 4th and 1. Fourth down and 1 for McKeesport. Last time they faced a 4th and 1, it was a botched snap by Miller and Sibilia. Hard count Miller, no jump now. There goes Cochran in motion. Miller will back out and look to the sideline. 4:20 rolling clock here in quarter number 3. And a timeout called by the Tigers before this pivotal 4th down and 1. Again, last time we saw a 4th down and 1, the McKeesport Tigers had a botched handoff that cost them an opportunity at possibly keeping the drive alive. We'll see if they can when we come back right here on MVI Live.
There's no better way to start your morning than with a fresh cup of coffee, and why not start with the best? 3-time Mon Valley favorite winner, His Place Coffee Community and More, located at 103rd Street in Monessen. Open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have something for everyone. From our fresh brewed coffee, refreshing cold brews, house-made lattes, fraps, and so much more. If you can't decide 4 days of the week, I'll personally be there to help you craft the perfect drink for your needs. We're also serving up house-made breakfast and lunch paninis, homemade baked goods with gluten and dairy-free options available. We are so much more than just a coffee shop, offering community outreach, including Kids Craft Day and Story Time. There's always something new brewing, and we can't wait to see you at His Place Coffee, Community, and More.
Tigers back on the field facing 4th down and 1. All the big boys in there, including the big 5'10", 225 senior tight end, Nazir Duties. As Doherty's in there as well. Miller under center. Miller, quarterback keeper, no doubt about it. First down, Tigers. And Miller's got the Tigers on the move once again. First down on 4th and 1.
First and 10. TJ 17.
4-minute drive and counting. Ball down to the Thomas Jefferson 17-yard line. TJ's defense got to come up big here. Robinson out far. Abe Miller in motion, handoff, Hudson right side into a wall, but Hudson able to burst forward, and that's been the big difference. Hudson's been tackled relatively quickly once he hits the hole, just like Eber, but the difference is the McKeesport line of scrimmage has got that push up front all night long, and we said you win the line of scrimmage, you'll win a football game. And from my humble opinion, McKeesport has absolutely won the line of scrimmage, and they've won the turnover battle in this football game, which is why they're up 7-3, a chance to make it a 2-possession game here. If you're TJ, got to find a way to stand tall. You did once with a fumble forced by B-Coat, recovered by Costa. Can they do it again? Miller, handoff, Cochran on the end around, steps inside away from Egerton, and eventually toppled back down by the second level, including Fant and Fury. Third down again and manageable. Third down, 4 to go. Tigers trying to punch it in, looking for their second payday of the evening. Here they go with Hudson one more time. Abe Miller will be wing back right. Cochran wing back left. Robinson the lone receiver. Fullback with his fist in the ground is Hudson. Cochran motions. Hand off Hudson. Hudson pitched out and Cochran lost his footing. And there's that wing bone pitch out to Cochran flying in. I even lost track of where that ball went. And now Akeem Cochran slow to get up as he lost his footing. And it's going to be 4th down and about 8 for McKeesport. Timeout for the injury to Akeem Cochran, who will make his way off under his own power. Fourth and 8. What's the decision for 10th-year head coach Matt Miller? So what does Matt Miller do on 4th down and 8? Second, 4th down of the drive. As offense looks like it's staying on with the play clock down to 17 seconds. Doherty's in at tight end. Wing back left, Abe Miller. Everett wing back right. Hudson fist in his ground. And again, McKeesport, second timeout here in the third quarter. That's their penultimate timeout of the game, as both teams will conclave at their respective sidelines. So Thomas Jefferson, defense trying to hold McKeesport. One timeout left for the remainder of this ball game, but they want to get it right, and they choose right now not to attempt the field goal. Ball lies on the 15-yard line. Back in action next week as we'll take a beach trip with these Tigers on MVI Live. Another Almond Valley showdown and a former classification conference showdown between Bell Vernon and McKeesport from the beach. So we'll have that one for you on the network next week. Miller under center. Hudson the back on 4th down. Abe Miller in motion. Miller looks to throw. Wants Robinson. Got it. Incomplete. Robinson had it, but he didn't get the feed in. Javian Robinson. An incredible grab, but rolled incomplete and cramps up in the process. So a turnover on down, and TJ, stalls the drive at the 15-yard line, a drive that started at the TJ 39. 7-minute drive. TJ from their own 15, down 7-3. Jaguars, Rabel, incomplete. As Bierman was thinking about another INT. And second drive of the half for Rabel and TJ. Rabel got the first two drives, and then it was Coling, Harrison Coling, the sophomore. B-Coat near side with Jackson Coling. Hand off Eber. Eber's biggest hole of the night, and that's not saying much. He gets just 5 yards on second down. So 3rd and 5 for Thomas Jefferson as Tyler Eber able to bounce it right side for 5. TJ down 7-3, but they held on 4th and 8. Robinson had it, but was out of bounds. Egerton brings the play in from the sideline. Egerton comes near side with Jackson Cooling. 2 tight ends set. Rabel under center. Eber the back on 3rd and 5. Rabel looks to pass. Rabel, quick drop. Now pressure comes, and he low throws it. Had a wide open Kane Egerton at the 30-yard line, and Kane Egerton had no chance of getting a hand on that one. Well short of Egerton, and it's 4th down now. TJ's had issues on special teams tonight. Wessel gets this one away, and it's a dandy by Sam Wessel. Everett off the hop at the 30 and slips down. McKeesport will take over. 38 seconds remaining in the half. From the 32. First and 10, McKeesport. Miller in the gun. Miller, handoff, Hudson. A little room to work, bounces over the 35 to the 36-yard line on 1st down. B-Coat up on the stop for Thomas Jefferson. And another Jaguar cramping up. And big difference this year between last year for Thomas Jefferson. Both these teams losing a plethora of talent, but Division I football recruit and D1 baseball player Luke Costco is very good at manning the helm of this TJ offense. Shepard Turk, now at Pitt, was a big part of opening those holes for Eber. Braden White on the outside, Cooper Camberis, Mike Martinez, Nate Farrison, Gavin Miller, Justin Schmidt, Hunter Hook. All big-time players, and also they lost a big-time coach on this staff from last year in Tony Battolini, now the head coach of the Commodores of Frazier, who was up 15-8 over the Mighty Mikes at home. Coach Battolini won his first game, lost his second on a final second play in week 2, and Coach Bat had the doors on the march in week number 2 as Coach Battolini trying to get Frazier back to how it was a few years ago when Mike Stieber was the head coach of the Commodores. As the 3rd chapter has come to an end, McKeesport leads Thomas Jefferson 7-3. We'll take a break, come back, conclusion of this one right here on MVI Live.
Whether it's finding the perfect home, negotiating the best deal, or walking you through each step with care, Realtor Janelle Carpenter will show up with excellence every time, even when no one's watching, because quality matters and so do you. So if you're looking for the best home buying and selling experience, Make sure you call Realty One Gold Standard agent Janelle Carpenter at 724-797-1675. If you're ready to buy or sell, call Janelle. The big announcement is finally here. LJ Pallets and More is officially Louis O's Discount Warehouse. A fresh new name with same great people and same crazy deals. To celebrate Saturday, September 13th, we're having our grand reopening sale. Everything an extra 10% off and select items up to 90% off. Special hours from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come celebrate with us while saving big and supporting your favorite veteran-owned and family-operated business. Louis O's Discount Warehouse, 1800 Shoemaker in Monessen.
3 chapters written, 1 left to be told as the third quarter bleeds over to the fourth. And it's a 2nd down and 6 for the McKeesport Tigers as the Tigers lead at 7-3. No scoring in the third, just like the first. Miller, handoff, Hudson, right side, room to run as he'll fall forward and pick up the line to gain, making his way through Fant. McKeesport, 7-3 advantage, 1st and 10 with 11:50 rolling clock. And all without Keemon Spell. Played 1 series, got the ball a few times, and that was all she wrote for Keemon, and dealing with an injury from last week. As Calling will flank out far side. Abe Miller, wing back, motion right. Hudson scatters outside, breaks a tackle. Hudson, room to run into Jaguar real estate. Avant Hudson plows his way down the near sideline and picks up the 1st down for the McKeesport Tigers. Avant Hudson. 22 yards on the scamper by Avant Hudson. 1st minute elapsed here in quarter number 4. Miller under center, handoff right up the chute. Not much room to work that time by as Hudson got the spill. And coming in to carry that one for the McKeesport Tigers was Nick Bierman. Bierman, the tailback. Abe Miller goes in motion. Handoff was going to Bierman, but false start first on 2nd and 8. Second down and 13. So 2nd down and 13, 9:47 rolling clock, 4th quarter. McKeesport in no rush. Hudson back in at tailback. Everett gets it on the motion. He'll scatter up his way to the 35-yard line, met there by Emmett Forte as he picks up 3 on 2nd down. 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers. 7-3 McKeesport leads it. Third down and 11. McKeesport looking to figure it out. Miller will look to throw. Pressure coming. Fires it complete near side. Robinson Robinson to the 25, needed the 26. 12-yard gain, Miller to Robinson. First and 10, another conversion for the Tigers and McKeesport. A chance to make this almost insurmountable, and I know saying a 14-3 game insurmountable with 8 minutes left, the way this game's went and the way McKeesport's milk clock and TJ's been able to move the ball. Two-possession game may be that way as Miller on first down powers forward. And I wonder if McKeesport thought they were short there. Quarterback keeper for Miller on first down, maybe not what you are used to seeing by this Tiger offense. And I wonder if McKeesport did not realize that Robinson did indeed pick up that first down. .738 rolling clock. Caldwell near side. Or Callwood near side. Now in motion, A. Miller. Handoff, Hudson right side. Bursts through down to the 20-yard line. They're going to mark him a yard shy of the 20 at the 21. Emmett Forte once again putting his nose right in the thick of things. 2 yards for Hudson. Four down real estate, most likely for McKeesport. They failed to convert on a couple tonight. Miller under center, Hudson the back on third down and 5. Now Abe Miller in motion. Matt Miller looks to throw. End zone, Robinson diving incomplete. As Robinson laid out, Fant went stride for stride. And it's 4th down and 5, McKeesport. Up 7-3. Miller looking at his most elite wide receiver in Robinson. 4th and 5, 6:39, fourth quarter. Just the second drive of the half for McKeesport. They spread it 4 wide receivers. Hudson flanking right. Miller to throw. Pressure off the edge. Miller steps up. Hit as he throws. Incomplete. Looking for Everett. Forte in the coverage. It was Nick Villa off the edge, along with some help from Eli Feary. And it's a turnover on downs. 1st and 10, Thomas Jefferson. 6:33 remaining in the contest. Thomas Jefferson from their own 21. Defense bent but didn't break. 6.5 to try and take the lead. It is going to be Coling. Rabel got the first 2 drives of the half. Now Harrison Coling. We've already seen him hook up once for a big game with Cam Barris. Or make it Volumino, and incomplete. It was right in the breadbasket of his older brother, and that won't be a fun ride home from TJ with those two after older brother drops a perfect ball from his younger brother Harrison. Harrison Coling hit his brother Jackson right in the 2-3 numbers in his chest, and his head was upfield before securing the football. Kane Egerton, he's been neutralized on offense today. 6:29, quarter 4. B-Code in motion. Coling roll out, screen pass, Eber. Tyler finally in some space, and Eber gonna shoot forward up to the 30-yard line. Brian Jones, along with Nedrin Jones, lead the charge, pushing Eber out. Based on the spot is where, if TJ is able to convert for a first down, it looks like Eber was able to get to the line to gain. So Tyler Eber on the screen pass picks up 10 and moves the chains for Thomas Jefferson. Or maybe not. They have the ball marked at the 30 and confusion on the field. Drive started at the 21. Drive started 21-yard line. TJ, it looked like they just got to the 30. Now they actually put it that this drive would have started at the 32, it looks like. So TJ, with them inadvertently moving the chains, instead of 3rd and 1, is staring at what's going to look like a 3rd and 2. So I think TJ maybe gets a bit of a bad spot here with the chains being moved inadvertently. And I think they have to get an extra yard than they would have. As calling pitch out, Eber, patient hesitation to the 30. And Tyler Eber short of the line to gain. So 4th down. Thomas Jefferson. I think you got to go if you're Coach Turpak here. No time to waste. 5:47 rolling clock. They're going to bring in the big fullback replacing Forte. It's going to be Deacon Camberis, the 5'11", 240 junior. They give him a tote out there. Fourth and 2, big time play here, right through the left side. Tyler Eber on 4th down, up over the 35 to the 36. And Eber gets the line to gain for Thomas Jefferson. 1st and 10, Tyler Eber. So Tyler Eber picks up the 1st down. Coling under center. Hand off Eber. Tyler dives forward. Tripped up again. The defensive line winning the battle up front. Matt Sibilia. Justin Powell just swallowing it up, giving Tyler no room to run. 2nd down and 8. And again, that play by Nick Bierman that prevented Eber from scoring on 3rd and goal and forced a Wessel field goal, looking more and more important as this game bleeds on. Down to 4.5. Coling under center. Coling looks to pass. Pump fake now up top. Has Egerton out of bounds. Not even close. No such thing as uncatchable in high school. And Egerton was blowing by the defender, had to come back. That ball was well out of bounds. Again, and no such thing as uncatchable in high school football. Gonna call holding, so again, not pass interference either way. A big 1st down for Thomas Jefferson. So that will move the nose of the football to the 50-yard line. 4:15, 4th quarter, Thomas Jefferson trying to come back. Kane Egerton drawing the holding call again. No uncatchable ball in high school football. Coling under center, Eber dotting the I. Twin receiver set. Coling looks to throw, had Egerton now near side. Incomplete, looking in the direction of Jared Beacoat. Remember the play Beacoat made to save a touchdown, denying Hudson of his 2nd payday of the game after he coughed it up. 2nd and 10 from the midfield stripe. 4:09, 4th quarter action. A championship rematch has been an absolute dogfight in the trenches. Old school grinded out football tonight. Taking you back from 2025 to 1990 the way we're playing here tonight. Coling in the gun. Pressure coming. Steps away from Miller. Fires it incomplete. Knocked away from Beacoat. And it was Bierman colliding in with Jones. Nick Bierman having himself a day defensively. An interception, a monumental TFL, and now a big-time pass defend as Nick Bierman forces 3rd down and 10 for Thomas Jefferson. So TJ, after picking up a first down on the penalty, stares down the barrel of 3rd and 10. Coling in motion. Coach Cherpak in his 31st season with 325 wins under his belt. We'll talk this one over. We'll take a break, final break of the contest. Come back. And the conclusion of this one right here on MVI Live. Third down and 10. One of the best in the business on the far sideline, trying to pull another rabbit out of his hat. Coach Cherpak, he's as successful as he is because he wins in the big moments. Big third down and 10. 2 downs to get it for TJ. Jackson Coling in motion left to right. Harrison deep drop all day. Come back. Jackson makes up for it. And Jackson Coling spins inside the 30 down to the 26-yard line. Jackson Coling from Harrison. The brothers connect. From the 50 to the 27. 23-yard pitch and catch. The sophomore slings it out there. TJ down to 320. I formation, 1st and 10. Harrison handoff Eber. They try again. Results much of the same as in the middle. It's the defensive front once again, clogging everything up, led by the 6'1 senior Matt Sibilia. Maybe half a yard. Bierman in there as well. Big game by Nick Bierman. Maybe an inch for Eber. Max Winowich back in. 2nd down and 9 3/4. Coling fires it into the flat. Eber pushing forward and driven backwards. The Jaguars sideline was livid, and they had the reason. You saw it fly, and you hate to see if that decides the game on that play right there. Not a flag you'll want to see fly. Eber was keeping his legs churning. Eber was trying to get upfield, and McKeesport was trying to say, hey, we're done. He's fighting, we're fighting too. And a late hit, a controversial hit. First and 10 from the 11-yard line, make it the 12, but a questionable call. And Thomas Jefferson knocking on the door. Coling under center. Eber gets the call. Tyler Eber inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. 4 yards on 1st down for Tyler Eber. Second down, 6 to go. Harrison Coling, handoff Eber. Eber pushing forward, shy of the 5 on 2nd down. Going to be 3rd down from the 7. 6 yards needed here. 3rd and 5, Tyler Eber. And Thomas Jefferson, they need to get down to the 3-yard line. Egerton near side. Coling under center. Eber the back. Coling looks to throw, looks at Egerton. Almost incredible. Egerton, one hand on it, but not enough. Draped all over Egerton. It was Nedrin Jones in pursuit and in pressure. And it's 4th down and possibly the ball game with 1:23 left. TJ has just 2 timeouts remaining. Nedrin Jones, sensational coverage. Egerton almost had it and almost hauled it in, but almost does not count. Timeout, Thomas Jefferson. 4th down and the ball game. Fourth down and 5, 1:23. Both teams with just 1 timeout remaining. And Keemon Spell, all he can do tonight is watch on. McKeesport's defense, stingy all night long. Can they do it once again? Fourth down and 5. Late man off the field for McKeesport. Coling in the gun. 3 receiver set. Eber flanking, Coling right. Harrison gets the snap. Looks to throw. Comeback Egerton in towards the goal line. Touchdown TJ! Kane Egerton into the end zone on 4th down and 5. Egerton for 7, or make it 6, but nonetheless, TJ out in front. So Kane Egerton. No touchdown. 1st and goal. So take it back. TJ back down to 3. 1st down and goal for the Jaguars. Egerton was called down at the 1-yard line. Or the half-yard line to make it with 1:03 remaining. 1st and goal. I formation. Coach Chirpak calls his final timeout. I think a good timeout here for Coach Chirpak on 1st down and goal with just 55 seconds remaining. Your team thinks they have the go-ahead strike. They think they have just taken the lead, but now Thomas Jefferson, you give them a chance. Calm down your offense and see if you can walk it off and head home with the victory for the Jaguars. Harrison Coling, a couple of big-time passes on this drive. No points in the second half. TJ, 55 seconds remaining. 1 inch away. Kane Egerton almost walked it off. Egerton was hauled down at the 1-yard line. And maybe a quick post game just for those wondering. There is some weather in the area, not speaking that into existence, but I don't want our camera that's outside getting ruined. So just throwing that out there right now. First down and goal from the inch line. Coling, quarterback, keeper, the sophomore crosses the boundary. Touchdown, Thomas Jefferson. This time it counts as the sophomore sends it in. Touchdown, Jaguars. 9-7, TJ on top. So Thomas Jefferson takes the lead. And the extra point by Wessel is good. 10-7, TJ out in front. A drive that took just under 6 minutes. 52 seconds remain. So Thomas Jefferson able to force the stop on defense. So Sam Wessel makes it 10-7 with 52 seconds remaining. TJ got the ball with 6:33 at their own 21. A couple of fourth down conversions. As Wessel drives it over and out. .52 seconds left.
So the kickoff. First and 10 Tigers at their own 20-yard line.
A 5-minute, 41-second drive. Miller in the gun. Miller across the middle. And Costa on the stop. Clock will run. Down to 45 seconds remaining in the ballgame. Matt Miller quickly getting the troops to the line. 40 seconds remaining. One timeout for McKeesport. As now they're going to call that an incomplete pass. So going to be second down and 10. Or excuse me, third down and 1.
Brings up a 3rd and 1 at 29.
With 37 seconds remaining. Coling, the quarterback keeper. .10-7, Thomas Jefferson in front. As up the gut on 3rd and 1. First down to keep the game going. 36 seconds rolling clock. First down and 10. Miller looks to throw. Miller steps up in the pocket. Fires downfield for Robinson. And no flag. McKeesport cannot believe it. Robinson looked like he was about to be running into the end zone. Looked like he was about to walk it off the other way. 25 seconds remaining. Thomas Jefferson trying to get out of here with the victory. Miller in the gun. Once more will try. Miller looks to pass. Miller come back sideline, hauled in there. As hauling in the pass by Matt Miller is Colwood. That's enough for a first down with 22 seconds left. One timeout, 10-7. Thomas Jefferson leading McKeesport. Ball lies down at the Tiger 42-yard line. First down from the 42. Miller in the gun once more. 22 seconds remaining. Miller looks to pass. Has time across the middle and almost intercepted by Egerton. In and out of the hands of Kane Egerton. And Kane cannot believe it. A few hits on the head for Egerton. And Thomas Jefferson almost sealed the deal, but Egerton could not haul it in. Miller and the Tigers still have life with 17 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Ball on the McKeesport 42. They had Robinson open few plays ago. Looked like he got held. Now TJ trying to hang on. 10-7, 17 seconds on the clock. Miller in the gun. Avon Hudson sidecar right. Miller looks to pass. Miller steps up. Pressure coming. Intercepted. Emmett Forte sends it back the other way. The pick six to seal the deal. Forte finishes it off, and the Jaguars lead 16-7. So Emmett Forte finishes it off for TJ with 7 seconds left. A pick six by Forte. Sam Wessel to attempt the extra point. It's going to read 17-7, 10-point game, but that's not even nearly as close as this game was. The thinnest of margins. A flag that was questionable. Gave TJ a first down on a late hit out of bounds, and then a fourth down conversion to Egerton before Coling able to finish it off. 7 seconds remaining. Emmett Forte able to take care of business. The pick six for Thomas Jefferson. And Sam Wessel makes it 17. Or excuse me, can't make it 17. 16-7, Thomas Jefferson leads it. Block PAT. And Javian Robinson almost walked it off for the Tigers. Was held, it looked like no flag came, and now the pick six by Forte sends everyone to the parking lot. 16-7, Thomas Jefferson. Wessel high hop, taken by Hudson at the 30. Hudson trying to scatter back to the near side of Von Hudson. Still on his feet, reversing field. Hudson down the left side and finally dragged down at the 45. But that took the final 7, and Thomas Jefferson hangs on. They come from behind, scoring with just 52 seconds left to take the lead, as the TJ student section going to be forced to get off the field, and that's not what you want to see. But Thomas Jefferson wins the championship rematch. No love lost between these two fierce opponents, as it was Coling into the end zone. Forte sealed the deal in a defensive thriller. The Jaguars victorious 16-7, your final score here in the 4A championship rematch right here on MVI Live.
With over 30 years of experience, RTI Insurance Services is the clear choice in insurance providers for both individuals and businesses. At RTI, we've been upholding the highest standard of fiduciary responsibility for our clients. For your insurance needs, contact Mike Williamson at 724-263-0359. RTI Insurance Services, we've got you covered.
Transform your home or business with Pittsburgh's go-to painting experts, Weiser Painting Company. Locally owned and operated, our team is committed to delivering top-tier craftsmanship with integrity, reliability, and professionalism. From the first consultation to the final brushstroke, we ensure a seamless, stress-free experience. Whether you're refreshing your home's interior or protecting your commercial property, you can count on us. Call today for your free quote at 412-559-8515. Weiser Painting Company, lasting quality and superior service.
We'll get in and out as quick as we can. I hate to do this to you here on the network, but Weiser Painting Company player of the game time, and discussing with Chris Harlan up here in the booth. Kind of come to the decision, obviously a ton of good players in this game, but when it mattered in the clutch, we're going to go the sophomore. Ice in the veins. Coling converts on a couple of big fourth down plays, and Coling 3 big passes on that drive, a big 46-yard pass as well, in the game-winning touchdown for your Weiser Painting Company player of the game here tonight. Again, honors going to the likes of Harrison Coling, the sophomore quarterback, as Coling and Thomas Jefferson able to take care of business here tonight, as Coling and TJ able to knock off McKeesport in this ball game. 16-7 your final score in the championship rematch. Big time throws and a big time touchdown run by Harrison Coling. Defense dominated though the majority of this ball game, and it was an absolute thriller, fun to watch from McKeesport High School. 16-7 your final score, as Harrison Coling a monumental drive. Ice in the veins of the sophomore to finish it off, as Thomas Jefferson. 16-7 your final score tonight. Harrison Coling, again, after discussion up in the booth, is your Weiser Painting Company player of the game, with the game-winning touchdown drive finishing it off for Thomas Jefferson. Quick recap for you. McKeesport first drive, able to drive it right down the field. Keemon Spell would lead with an injury on 4th and 5. Incompletion would turn it over, but the second play from scrimmage, it was Rabel, an interception. Intercepted by Bierman. Villa on the ensuing drive would have a strip sack recovered by B-Sack. After back-to-back 3-and-outs, Coling would find Volamino for 46, which would set up the first points of the game on a 22-yard Sam Wessel field goal after Nick Bierman stopped Eber short in the backfield. TJ would get the ball back after McKeesport failed to convert on a 4th and 1, fumbling the snap. But TJ would start at the McKeesport 29 and go nothing but backwards, ending with a Sheridan sack on 3rd and 16. And after a 3-and-out by McKeesport, TJ was ready to get the ball back, but the punt went off the foot of Eber, recovered by Stinson, and that would lead to McKeesport's lone touchdown of the game on 3rd and 6. A TJ penalty would give 15 yards and a first down to the Tigers, and a 6-yard touchdown run by Hudson after a fumble on the kickoff by Beacoat. It was recovered by Brian Jones at the TJ 27. Hudson was looking to go in for a second payday. Beacoat would force the fumble. Costa would recover at the half-yard line, sending us to the half. TJ was down 7-3 at that point after TJ was able to convert on a 3rd and 12. Wessel was forced to pump at a low snap. His knee was down. TJ would cough the football up with their own 39. A 4th and 1. Miller keeper would keep a drive alive for the Tigers, but then staring at 4th and 8, Miller would go to the end zone to Robinson, who hauled it in but was ruled out of bounds. Turnover on downs. TJ would go 3 and out. McKeesport would march down the field on a 22-yard run by Hudson. A Miller to Robinson 12-yard pitch and catch, and then on 4th and 5, another incompletion and turnover on downs will give TJ the ball back at their own 21-yard line with 6:33 remaining,
and Thomas Jefferson was able to march down the field thanks to Harrison Coling, the sophomore, ice in his veins. 4th and 2, Eber would pick up a first down, and then a holding penalty on the ensuing play would pick up another first down for the Jaguars. Harrison would find his brother Jackson for 23 yards, and on that play, a late hit out of bounds would pick up another 15 yards, or on the next play, it was actually Eber forced out of bounds, and on that play, a 15-yard personal foul, late hit out of bounds, eventually setting up 4th down and 5, and Harrison Coling, a dart to Egerton. Egerton would lunge for the goal line, stopped at the half-yard line, quarterback keeper. Harrison Coling would put TJ up by a score of 10-7, a 5-minute, 41-second drive. And with 52 seconds left, McKeesport would try to march down the other way, just unable to finish it off as Javian Robinson was streaking all alone down the middle. He was stopped short of the line to gain, or was, held up trying to make his way towards the football, and no flag would come. Probably should have been a pass interference call or a hold. None would come there, and 2 plays later, it was Emmett Forte picking off the quarterback Miller, forcing the turnover and sprinting his way into the end zone on the pick six. 16-7 your final in the 4A championship rematch. Thomas Jefferson knocks off TJ on the road, 3-0, as Thomas Jefferson back in action next week. They would take on Avonworth on the road. We'll have McKeesport next week at Bell Vernon at the beach. Until next time, on behalf of everyone here at Lions Heart Media and MVI Live, I'm Alex Lyons saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time right here on MVI Live.
This has been a presentation of Lions Heart Media on MVI Live.